welcome to my Flosstube channel. If this is your first time finding me, then thanks for joining me on my cross-stitch journey. And if you've been here for a while, then I appreciate you coming back to hang out with me some more. I'm super excited because I have so much going on. It's been 10 days since I filmed last. Today is October the 23rd. It's a Wednesday. It's like 8:30 in the morning here. I just dropped my 5-year-old off at school and my 1-year-old's taking his nap, so gotta get the filming in while I can. I don't think there should be any background noise. I've learned from experience now to turn my dehumidifier off before I film. We have 3 dehumidifiers in our house running at all times because it's so humid here and our whole house will basically mold if we don't. So that's off. My washer and dryer are running in the other room, but I don't think you should be able to hear them. And I've decided if you turn on your washer and your dryer before you film, doing Flosstube counts as housework. So I'm gonna get to it. There's so much going on. I have a finish, which is so exciting because it's been a really long time. I have a new start. I have my whips, I have plans to show you guys, and I have some stitchy kindness, and then a fun little game that me and one of my stitchy friends are playing that I'm excited to show you about. So we're gonna start with the finish. This is exciting because I haven't had a finish since 2021, maybe early 2022. And the reason is I did a lot of stitching 2021, early 2022, and then I got my Haid, and I was a monogamous stitcher, so all I had was my big mountain cabin Haid that I worked on, which obviously even monogamously is going to take years to finish. And then I got pregnant, and when my son was born I stopped stitching for almost an entire year, and then I got back to it. I picked up another project. I started Flosstube, and you guys know the rest of the story from there. You start Flosstube, your whip pile grows, you learn new things. Anyways, I finished Mickey, yay! So now all I have to do with this is figure out how to frame it. I want to do it myself because I want to practice. I want to practice on smaller projects so that maybe I can do my bigger Haids one day. So I'm going to pop it over here and try to give you guys a side-by-side. Since last time I started on Pluto, and I worked on him for about 2 days and I finished him. He wasn't very hard. He was fine to work on. He's very cute. I can't wait to get it framed and put up in my kids' room. Funny story, my daughter, my 5-year-old, she asked if she could film a video because I told her when she finishes her little stamped kit she's learning on, she can be on a video if she wants. She's very shy, probably won't do it. She didn't want to take a nap, so she's throwing out all the things that children do when they don't want to nap. So I need to pet the cat, I need water, I need to go potty, whatever. And she's like, I want to make a video. I'm like, no, Claire, your project's not finished. And she hits me with, none of yours are finished and you always make videos. Okay, that's fair. But she didn't actually want to make a video, and now I have something finished, so. That's my sassy little girl. I love her. All right, next up, I have my new start, which I'm super excited and in love with. I'm going to show you my stitchy kindness at the end, but just to tell you a little bit, my friend Dawn Marie from DM's Crafty Vortex sent me some amazing things in the mail, including some fabric, and I wanted to start a piece, a Stardew Valley piece. I don't know if any of you guys play Stardew Valley or know what it is. If you don't know, it's a cute little video game on like Nintendo Switch, PC, and mobile. I play it on mobile, and it's had a huge update for a while now on PC, and we've been waiting for it on mobile, and it's coming out the beginning of next month. I couldn't find a Stardew Valley pattern that worked for me that I really liked, so I just kind of gave up on that. And then I was watching Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, and she showed this Flossy Fox Shop. Why is that so hard to say? Flossy Fox Shop pattern that's in Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it's called Enchanted Autumn Cabin, and it gave me all the Stardew vibes. And it's not a Stardew pattern, but it just gives the same vibes, and I was in love with it. And I was gonna start it on a random piece of fabric I had that I didn't even really like, and then I got my happy mail from my friend, and it included the perfect piece of fabric. So, oh, sorry, let me pop it up, what it's gonna look like when it's done. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm super excited. So this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. It's really cute, really cozy. The only thing in this pattern that's actually in Stardew is the duck, but they don't fly in Stardew, but they are very, very cute. And here is my little start. So it's not a lot, it's really just part of the house. I kind of wanted to start in the top left because I've gotten kind of spoiled to that with my Hade projects, but I am missing 2 colors and they're primarily in the top, so I just started in the middle. And I don't know if you can see the sparkle on this fabric. I hope you can, because it does have glitter and it is absolutely stunning. If not, I posted a short video on my Instagram, which I'll link below, because it's so cute. And this is on a 16 count black pearl Ada by the Steel City Stitchers. I want to keep stitching on this immediately. I love it so much. I kind of want to set a crazy goal for myself. I don't know. I won't be too upset if I don't do it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it anyways. But I'm going to go ahead and say I'd like to finish it by the time the update comes out, which is November 4th, so that's not a lot of time. But I just finished filling in for my friend at work. I'm staying home again, so I should have more stitching time, so maybe I can do that. Okay, so the next project is the quick stitch Hade pattern that I have. It's the Patchwork Quilt Room by Ciro Marchetti, and it is on 25 count white Lugana. I stitch 1/1 full cross with the called for DMC. Oh, on my new start, I'm doing 2/1 with the DMC. So I'll show you what it's gonna look like when it's done. I love this project. It's so colorful. It's so much fun. All right, and here's where we were last time. And here is where I got to. What are you guys seeing? Oh, there we go. That's good. So I started, where am I at? Like over here last time. And I don't know if you guys ever do this, but I highlighted a number on Pattern Keeper that I needed to stitch. And I threaded my needle, and then I decided to stitch a different color because there was more of it. And I walked away and I came back to do something with the kids, or maybe cook dinner, I don't remember. And when I got back, I forgot that I had highlighted a different color, and so I stitched like 50 stitches in the wrong color and I had to frog it. And that's no fun. But I am up now. I'm gonna do a side-by-side for you so you can see. It's a good bit of progress. I have my notes because I feel like I'm gonna forget something because there's so much going on this time. But that puts me at 3.04%. I put in 1,038 stitches on that one, so that was good. I feel like getting in 1,000 stitches on a full coverage feels like a decent amount of progress for me. My goal is usually 500, but when I get to stitching on something, I really love it, and I tend to not put it down at 500. All right, coffee break. Okay, so next I'm gonna show you my gingerbread recipe. This is by Emma Congdon, or Stitch Rovia on Etsy. This is on a, have I told you guys what size fabric this is on? No, it's a 14 count. It's 14 count, like off-white fabric, and I'm stitching it in the mostly called for DMCs 2/1, but I did a few substitutions just because I didn't have the color and I didn't want to go buy new colors, and it's close enough. Yeah, so this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. You might notice this picture is a little different than the one I've been showing, and that's because I got my pattern out of Cross Stitcher magazine, and the one on her Etsy I just found out is slightly different, and it's way better. So I'm gonna use that picture because I'm stitching mine to look like this. And then I'm going to show you guys some stuff I'm very happy about. All right, here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is where we are. I'm actually going to fold it because I didn't work on the bottom, so it doesn't really matter. If you see it, I'm just going to show you where I worked. Yeah, that's better. All right, so yeah, obviously I put this in. I did, so this has been the problem for a while, right? I ended up finding out that the green was only in the magazine pattern, and I didn't like the green. The green was bothering me. The back stitching wasn't showing up. I asked on Facebook and I saw that it was different on Etsy. So I didn't really want to go buy a new pattern because that's all that was different that I could tell. So I frogged the green and then I stitched this. Let me put it where you can actually see it. I stitched that like 3 different times because I changed this color like 3 different times because I didn't like the way it looked. It wasn't showing up good still, but now I'm happy with it. All right. So it's taken some time. It's taken a while, but we're finally there. I'm making some progress. I need to pull this out. I need to really get some work done on it because if I'm going to finish it by the deadline I set myself. But I'm really stuck on my new start right now. That always happens, doesn't it? We get distracted by the new pretty thing. It's hard. But I do have a deadline, so I am going to try to meet that. All right. Next up is my mountain cabin. This is the Mountain Cabin by Dominic Davison, charted by Hayde. Also on a 25 count, white Lugana, stitched 1/1. And here's what it looks like. Love this baby. Giant pattern. And here is where it was last time. And here is where we are now. I think it was mostly DMC 3340. It's this really bright, pretty orange color that I was mostly filling in this time. I put in 1,279 stitches, which brings me to 7.4%. Here's a little side by side so you can see the progress. I'm very happy with the progress on this one. I intended to have more progress. I was going to work on it yesterday, but I started a new start. I distracted myself. That's okay though. I mean, 1,200 stitches and yeah, almost 1,300 stitches. That's really good. So I'm happy with that. Okay, and then we have my stitch along, which is up to week 4 now. This is Threads of Deceit. It's a stitch along by Stitchingly Stitch Alongs. It's a murder mystery stitch along, Victorian murder mystery. I'm not going to give you all the details of the story just because if you're not stitching along and reading the story, it's probably confusing because it's confusing to me and I am stitching along and reading the story. Every week I have to read it at least a couple of times because there's a lot of names, a lot of suspects. I forget by the time the next week comes up what I had read. So anyway, Maggie from Homemade on the Ridge is also stitching this. And hers is beautiful too. We all picked our own colors and fabrics, so everyone looks different. But I believe we've had 2 clues since I last showed you guys. So I'm going to show you what it looked like last time. Oh, I can't fold it like that this time. And I'm going to show you where we are now. So I think the R made with and the hearts, that was 1 week. And I want to say that our clue that week in the chart, the symbols spelled, the letters of the symbols spelled out the word love. And then right here where it says friendship, and then it has these flowers, that was this week. It came out on Monday. And I want to say, no, I don't know what the clue was this week. I looked at it, I was confused. I'm not really sure. I need to go back and look at it again now that I have more time to actually read it and try to decide what I think it is. There's also some group chats for each character, but I haven't looked at the group chat yet because I wanted to spend some time really like looking at it myself and try to figure it out. But I think it's turning out really pretty. I'm glad the hearts turned out red, and I didn't do that. It just happened after I picked that color to go up here. So that was a happy accident. But I'm enjoying it. There's only 2 weeks of it left, so it's almost over. That's kind of sad. I'm sad that it's almost over, but I'm like, who done it? Somebody has to tell me. Hopefully no one has to tell me. I want to figure it out myself. I think I'll figure it out. I'm sure that we won't be able to figure it out till we get the last clue. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, but we'll see. I feel like I really flew through those. Maybe not, but so that's all my stitching, and now I'm going to show you plans. So if you watched my last couple of videos, I said I wouldn't do a new start until I finished something, and I stuck to that. I finished Mickey, and I didn't know I was going to get super motivated and finish Mickey in like a couple of days. So I hadn't ordered the fabric for the next start I had planned yet. So I ordered it the day that I finished Mickey, and it takes a couple weeks to get here. It's supposed to be here on the 1st. So that was supposed to be my new start, and it's going to be, and I'm still going to do it. I'm about to show you what it is. But then I had to start my autumn cabin too. So I mean, you finish one, you start two. That's Flosstube math, right? And it makes sense. Flosstube math. I'm here for it. So my plan, when my fabric gets here, I'm going to start this Monopoly board, this vintage Monopoly board pattern that I have this leaflet for, and I'm really excited about. I've had this for a while. I've wanted to start it for a while. I just haven't been quite ready, but now I am. So I'm going to do it. My original plan was to try to order a piece of hand-dyed fabric that kind of matches the Monopoly board. So like maybe a seafoam green type color, but more faded. I found a few semi-close matches, but I ended up deciding that it wasn't worth the price to pay for a very expensive large, because this is going to be life size. It's going to be the same size as a Monopoly board that you would play on. It wasn't worth spending the extra money for a piece of fabric that was almost the same color. So I'm just going to do it on white, and it's going to be fine, and I'm still going to love it, and it's going to be great. So my chart should, or not my chart, I have the chart. My fabric should be here. It's an 18 count white piece of Aida. You have to stitch on 18 count if you want it to be the size of a regular Monopoly board. That should be here soon, and then I'm going to get started on that, and I should be able to show you my start the next time I film. I might start filming slightly more frequently since I'm back home again, but that just depends on how much progress I have done. I would like to know what most of you do on 18 count. Do you do 2/1 or 1/1? I'm probably going to do 2 because there's a lot of black. I mean, the whole middle is black. I'm using DMC. I'm using 310. We all know how the coverage can be on that. So if nothing else, I'm at least doing the black 2/1. And I might do the other colors 1/1. It just depends on how it looks. But this is exciting. I can't wait to get started on this. Okay. Wow, we are getting through this. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was some stitchy kindness I received. Again, I think I just told you guys in my last video that Dawn Marie had sent me some really nice easy grid fabric. Well, she's outdone herself this time. She is the kindest soul in the world. She is literally the sweetest person. So we were just chatting about different things. I mean, we chat most days about whatever, and I was telling her that I keep most of my projects in Ziploc bags, and that I want to learn how to make bags one day, but I don't need to pick up another hobby right now because I have enough. And she said that everyone should have at least one cross-stitch bag. So she made some, and she sent them to me. Look at these beauties. How pretty. She's very talented. These are very beautiful. Whoops, sorry for the zipping. You see the inside? It's so pretty. She's so sweet. This makes me so happy. I think I'm just gonna put my big projects in these. I don't know. I might put all my projects in them, but I just keep all of my threads together, and I pulled out whatever as I'm using it for each project. So maybe when I have more floss, I'll do that, but as for right now, I don't really like kit them up. And when I run out of a color, I just go buy more. And it's fine. I haven't had any dye lot issues or anything like that. So here's my other bag. I can't pick a favorite. I don't know. I really love the flowers on this one. I like the colors too. It's so pretty. Look at these fabrics. Aren't these so pretty? These make me happy. These just make me want to stitch more. As if I need something to make me want to stitch more. And then I have, she sent me some fabrics because she said every stitcher needs a stash, which she's not wrong. And now I have a stash to pull from, which is really exciting. I know I love full coverage and I like having the two going right now, but I also like the idea of finishing things. I like finishing things and I like having a variety in my projects. I like having full coverage and I like having tiny projects and then having, you know, medium-sized projects and Christmas themes and autumn and whatever. And I like being able to switch around a lot. So it's good for me to have options. But one thing she sent is some linen, which I've never worked on before. That's going to be my first time. I'm excited to try it. I don't know when or which project. I have to do a little more research and make a decision, but I will. And then I'm not going to show you guys everything because it's kind of a lot, but some beautiful hand-dyed fabrics. This autumn cabin that I just started is my first time stitching on hand-dyed fabric. And I already told her that she's ruined white fabric for me. And I was kind of joking, but not really, because it is so nice to stitch on beautiful fabric. It's making me enjoy the project so much more. And I do think it's going to make it harder to stitch on plain white fabric because that's going to feel boring after stitching on gorgeous, glittery, pretty stuff. We like pretty things. Okay, I told you that we were playing a little game, and we are, and it's really cool. So we were talking on Instagram. She's gonna dye some fabric, and she wanted me to pick any picture off of the internet and send it to her as like an inspiration picture, and she's gonna dye it based on the inspiration picture. So I'm gonna pop that up right here. This is pretty. I can't wait to see what she does with it. I've seen her bags, I've seen her projects. She's very crafty. She does a good job. So I'm sure this fabric's gonna be gorgeous. I'm not sure when it's gonna get there, but she said she's gonna show the results on her Flosstube. I don't know if it'll be her next Flosstube, but she'll show it on one of them. So make sure you guys go to her Flosstube, subscribe, watch that video. That's gonna be fun. All right, guys. I feel like that was a lot. That was a lot of information, kind of squeezed into a little ball real quick for you guys. I'm probably forgetting something, but that's okay because I'll be filming again. The only other thing I can think of I wanted to share was a couple of channels I've been watching this week, and they're pretty popular channels actually, so it's probably not going to be new for you guys. But first of all, I'm sure most of you probably watch or at least have watched the Seattle Stitcher here. And you may or may not have Instagram, and you may or may not check it every day, but she just posted recently, like yesterday I think, that she has a wrist injury, so she can't move her wrist good and she can't stitch right now, which is really sad. That would break my heart, and I'm really sad for her. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because she's so sweet and I enjoy her channel so much. So maybe you guys can support her and go watch some of her older videos, since she won't be posting a Flosstube until she's feeling a little bit better. And of course I'll be praying for her, and hopefully she'll get better quickly because she does have two little ones. One's a baby, so definitely need both hands for that. And then the other two channels that I've been watching, like I said, very popular channels. Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, she stitches stuff that's very, very different from what I stitch. It's like more like samplers, I guess, and more traditional, I guess you could say, type stitching. And that's why I like her channel. It's starting to make me think about things and about trying different projects that are completely different from what I usually stitch. So just opening my eyes to some new possibilities. But she's really sweet. I really enjoy her work. She does a lot of finishes. I think she stitches really fast, maybe, I don't know, but she finishes projects pretty quick, so go check her out. And then Crafty Gaming Jamie, she does some really cool stuff too. She does some full coverage, some hates, and then some non-full coverage too. But I just enjoy her style of videos. I just like her vibe. I just like her channel. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think if you haven't watched it, you might enjoy that too. All right, I think that's it for me for now. I can't think of anything else right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the progress and the updates, and I can't wait to get back to stitching and get some more progress and updates. And I hope you guys get tons of stitchy time, and happy stitching.